What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update of Bitcoin. We're also going to go through a few altcoins as well, but I really wanted to dig into Bitcoin, and I wanted to step back, and we're going to be looking at this on the one-day time frame, and I wanted to look at the entire outlook of Bitcoin and some of these overhead resistance areas that could be pretty tough for us to get through unless we get some type of breather or some type of retracement to come in fairly soon here. And what I want to do is dig into that $19,913. That was the previous top that we had. When we hit that top, the RSI got up to about 95. So I want you to be aware on the one-day time frame, that's how overextended Bitcoin can get on the one-day time frame on the RSI. And what I like to look at here, I like to go back and look at the past performance of Bitcoin. And something here, when we look at a top, always pay attention to the divergence that's taking place as well. When we popped back up, you can see we were losing strength on this RSI. Because typically what's happened after you make a move up to some of these higher areas, you'll go back down and then you'll go back and test it again. And how you know it's going to be on a sign of weakness and most likely it'll fail is if there's not a lot of volume to come in on that second test. And in my opinion, guys, it's just my opinion. I believe Bitcoin needs that big, deep retracement. Things are getting out of control right now in terms of being around $18,000. And in my opinion, looking at this with the RSI up around 81, I think it's difficult for a lot of people to jump into a position right now knowing what's happened before. Whenever we go straight up, for the most part, we're always going to get those, 25 to 40, 50% retracements. And a hot spot that I would look for when Bitcoin does finally pull back and we get that big deep breath, the main area I'm going to look to hold is going to be roughly about $13,852. This would be that previous top. It was resistance. We broke through it. We would want that to become support, and that'd be a really healthy area right all around in here. Set a higher low and then go up there and try to challenge that $20,000. And I've talked about this before. The reason why we want that is because we want powerful blue sky breakouts. We don't want to break out from $20,000 when the RSI is up at 95 and we really can't go anywhere. And it's almost like a failed massive, double top at that area, right? Because we have not been back to that $20,000. We were there December 17th, 2017. And we're getting back close to that area. So we don't want to double top here and then have just a massive dump, right? We want this to be a healthy market, a healthy correction like we were getting even over in this area, nice healthy correction. After this move, we got into a symmetrical triangle, had some consolidation, then we moved to the upside. So we either need to get into some type of consolidation where things can cool down, or we finally need to take that breather. Markets take breaths. They always do. You can see all throughout these moves, guys. After big moves, we always have those retracements. A market's like a human. It needs to breathe. And that's what I'm still patiently waiting for at this time for Bitcoin. But if you're a longer term investor in Bitcoin, I'm talking to my swing traders here. If you're a longer term investor, we're still up above the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. That's where you want to continue to hold your positions and just let them ride because you're in that uptrend. That's what you're looking for. Let it ride. But in terms of shorter term traders and swing traders, we need to be aware of these things. Okay, so up in here, this wick, I measured it, it was almost 4%. That it's like a Christmas tree at the top. That could be a telltale sign there that may be the local top. Anything can happen. I'm never going to say I'm the wizard in this space, guys. I look at price action. I go off what the books tell me, and I do the best that I can. But in the cryptocurrency space, anything could happen. You could wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's at $5,000. You could wake up tomorrow and it's at $30,000. Either one wouldn't surprise me. I mean, that's truly how crazy this market is. And we have to be aware of that when these big whales come in either to the upside or the downside, they're going to move this market well over $1,000 in a day. That's what happens. When you see these big sticks of volume coming in, these are whales. Okay? So let's measure this here. In one day, you're looking at 12% runs easily. And that's pretty impressive stuff, guys. A lot of big markets don't really move, 15 to 20% an entire year. So we're blessed to be in this space. We need to take advantage of it by swing trading. And that's just my opinion. That isn't financial advice. So for Bitcoin, we're trying to get up over top of 18,175 is going to be the overhead resistance in terms of support. We want to try to hold 17,139. Then be down around that 16,485. So just be cautious in this area. That's the only thing that I'm going to tell you. The RSI was roughly at the same price or at the same number as it was when Bitcoin was at $13,800. We had the same relative strength and we kept pushing up, but we really haven't gained a ton on the RSI. So always be aware of that. I'm just going to put it out there, kind of a caution sign along with this longer wick on the top. There's a lot of profit taking there. So just be aware. All right. So we're going to move into Ethereum next. And also, if you get something from these videos, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, help this channel out. I got some addresses down low if you ever want to send me a Satoshi or two or anything like that to help this channel out. I always appreciate it. So let's go into Ethereum next. We're at $475 Ethereum. We made it up to that 489, but we could not get over top of it. So the main thing we're trying to do now is hold $465 as support. Then it'd be down around that 200 moving average at $446. You can see we had some heavier selling pressure came in right at this 489. It hasn't had quite the move that Bitcoin has, but we still are in a very healthy uptrend. We're up above our 20, our 50, our 100, and our 200 moving average, as well as this purple trend line. That's what I'm looking at. The RSI is at 63 right now. So we still do have room. We're not overbought or anything. We do have some room to continue to make some stronger moves up through $489 if the buyers are going to step in this spot. So that's going to be Ethereum there. Next, let's take a look at Litecoin. I did a video on Litecoin last night looking at some of the targets. We have hit those. So you can see last night we were looking around 71.78. So now we want to turn that into support. So we don't want to drop below 71.78 in terms of overhead resistance. We're trying to have a candle close up above $80 today. That's going to be the spot. If we can close up above that, we're going to look up to around 84.44 is going to be the spot. For Litecoin, though, still up above our 20, our 50, our 100, 200. We've got all the golden crosses looking decent there. The RSI is at 74, so we do want to pay attention to that. But, you know, we still could have some more room to get up to that $85 or so, 84.44. And Litecoin's one, guys, I've never really stopped covering it because when it runs hard, fast, and aggressively. You know, people want to make fun of it, but Litecoin's been around now for how many years, and it's been in the top 10 most of the time. So it's definitely something I like to pay attention to. So overall support, we don't want to drop below 71.78. Overhead resistance, trying to have a daily candle close up above 80, then be up to around 84.44 is going to be the spot. But I like this heavier volume that has been coming in as we were making these moves. So that's going to be Litecoin. Next one I wanted to get into was XRP. XRP came pretty close here to hitting this top or this overhead resistance. We're looking at a 0.31141 is going to be the overhead resistance in terms of support. We want to flip this now since we got up above it. Is roughly going to be at 0.28757. And this is one as well, guys, with XRP. We talked about it in that video I did about the 3 altcoins people, you know, are kind of sleeping on a little bit. XRP's one, whether you like the fundamentals or not, when money gets put in, it goes hard. And we were talking about that at about 24, 25 cents. We were trying to break through overhead resistance at 0.25907, and we did that, and it came on some heavier volume. The RSI is at 73 right now, so we've got to see if we can get up through that 0.31141 and see where we close on the daily. If we do close up above that, then we look up to 0.34021 is going to be the spot for XRP. If we take a look at Link, we're at 1374, hitting that first overhead resistance we've been looking at 1392 is going to be the spot. And then it would be probably up around 1656 if we're able to get those big swells of volume. The RSI is at 63, so we have room to do it. Up above our 20, our 50, our 100, our 200, we just want this to continue. Higher lows and higher highs coming in. That's the main thing. So you could almost draw a trend channel here on the top as well. So if we did that, we take a look. Just like that. So we've kind of hit the top of the channel. We're going to see if we bounce back down or if this is a spot we can get up through there. RSI is at 63. You can see the technicals. We got that strong buy, oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. Things looking pretty good there. Moving to the upside for Link. So that's Link. If you like me covering that, let me know. And then the last one we'll do is Tezos. Tezos is going to be roughly at $2.13. We're up 2.44%. Main thing for Tezos, we want to hold 185 is going to be support. And then it's going to be around that $2 are going to be the support areas in terms of overhead resistance. We've wicked up to it a few times. We need to get up over top of $2 roughly and 27 cents is going to be overhead resistance. Then be up around that 249. RSI is at 52. You can see higher lows on the RSI here. This is one we're kind of just waiting for that big swell of volume, get an impulse wave to the upside for Tezos because it looks like we've put in the bottom. And guys, you know, anything can happen here, but we've really been moving sideways for quite a while. Accumulation was taking place, and we did set a higher low here. So what we're looking for is to get that higher high next for Tezos. If we take a look at the technicals, we have a 7 sell, 8 neutral, 13 buy on the 1 day. Oscillators, 2 sell, 7 neutral, 2 buy. Moving averages, 5 sell, 1 neutral, and 11 buy. So just really seeing if we can hold that area and push up through, get that next impulse wave to the upside. But this would be our higher low here at roughly about $2 is what we're looking at there. But this is one we've retraced for quite a while now, trying to change that trend, get moving to the upside. So let's see if we can make that happen here in the days and weeks to come. But really watch those areas, guys. You get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you.